The puzzle is called 6 sixes. We've had a few puzzles in this channel in very similar spirit. We've had 3 threes, we had 4 fours, we had 5 fives. So now we have 6 sixes. The rules of the game are again very similar. You're meant to get to numbers 1 to 10 using the number 6 precisely 6 times. You can't use it any less, you can't use it any more. And of course you will need some math operations, otherwise you can't get to those numbers. And the math operations that we will give you for this particular puzzle would be plus, minus, multiplication, division and square root. So using these math operations and 6 sixes, you're meant to get to the numbers 1 all the way through 10. So what we highly suggest and recommend is that you get yourselves some pen and paper and really have a good attempt at this before you see the solution. So go ahead now and pause the video. We'll be back after the pause with the solution to the puzzle, but do have an attempt at it yourself before you see the solution. The puzzle is 6 sixes and we are expected to get to numbers 1 all the way to 10 using the following math operators, which are plus, minus, multiplication, division and the square root sign. So let's start with 1. So 1 can be written as 6 divided by 6 times 6 divided by 6 times 6 divided by 6. The number 2 can be written as let's say 1 plus 1. So we can write that as 6 divided by 6, which gets us 1 plus 6 divided by 6 times 6 divided by 6, and put that in bracket. So that's 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. The number 3 can be written as just 1 plus 1 plus 1. So that would be 6 divided by 6 plus 6 divided by 6 plus 6 divided by 6, which gets us to 3. 4 can be written as, let's say, 2 plus 2. And in terms of sixes, we have, let's say, 6 plus 6 divided by 6 gives us 2. And then you have plus 6 divided by 6, which is 2. So we can just put some brackets around it so there's no confusion. And so that's just 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. For 5, we can think of getting 5 by saying 6 plus 1 minus 2. So we get 6 plus 6 divided by 6, which is 1, and then we need to minus 2, so we have a minus 6 plus 6 divided by 6. So that's 6 plus 1 minus 2 is equal to 5. So we've done the numbers 1 to 5. Now we need to get to number 6 to 10. So for 6, we just have 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6, and then you take the square root sign of that. To get to the number 7, 7 can be written as say 6 plus 1. So that would be 6 times 6 square root plus, we now need to get to the number 1 using 4 sixes. So that would be 6 divided by 6 times 6 divided by 6, and we put a bracket around that. So that's 6 plus 1 gives you 7. To get to the number 8, 8 can be thought of as 6 plus 2, and we can write that as 6 times 1 plus 2. So that would be 6 times 6 divided by 6, So we've used up 3 6s, and now we need to get the number 2 using 3 6s, and that is 6 plus 6 divided by 6. So that is 6 plus 2 gets us 8. 9, we can get to 9 by thinking of 9 as let's say 12 minus 3. 12 is just 6 plus 6, that's 12, and now we need to get to the number 3, which we get from minusing 6 plus 6 plus 6 divided by 6. So that's 18 divided by 6 is 3, so that makes it 12 minus 3 is equal to 9. And on to number 10. 10, we can think of getting to 10 by saying 10 is 6 plus 5 minus 1. So that would be 6 plus 6 minus 6 divided by 6 gives you 5, minus 6 divided by 6 gives you 1. So that's 6 plus 5 minus 1 gives us 10. So that gets us to the end of this puzzle, except that we're going to have a little bit of a bonus aspect to it. So the bonus will be that we will also go from numbers 11 all the way to 15 using 6 6s and using the same math operators that we have used so far. So this is now the bonus part of the puzzle, where we are going to get from numbers 11 to 15 using 6 6s. So if we wanted to get to the number 11, we can think of as 6 plus 5, which is 11, times 1. So we can write that as 6 plus 6 minus 6 divided by 6, which is 6 plus 5, and you put a bracket around that and you multiply that by 6 divided by 6, which gets us 11. 12 is 24 minus 12, so that would just be simply 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 minus 6 plus 6, so that's 24 minus 12, which gets us to 12. The number 13 can be seen as 12 plus 1. So 12 is simply 6 plus 6 plus we need to get to the number 1 using 4 6s because we've already used 2 6s. So that would be 6 divided by 6 times 6 divided by 6, and put a bracket around that so there's no confusion. So that's 12 plus 1 gives us 13. If we want to get to 14, we get 12 plus 2. So 12 is easy because that's 6 plus 6, and 2 is just 1 plus 1, so we can do plus 6 divided by 6 plus 6 divided by 6. So that's 12 plus 1 plus 1 gets us 14. And finally on to 15, that would be 12 plus 3. So 12 is again easy to get, which is just 6 plus 6, and to get to 3 we get 6 plus 6 plus 6, which is 18. Divide that by 6, which gives us 3. So that's 12 plus 3 is equal to 15. So that brings us to the end of this puzzle and its bonus component, and we can, I guess, give ourselves a star and a smiley face.